But before all that, folks, my first guest tonight is a Hollywood superstar from Castleknock, whose films have grossed more than $4 billion at the box office and whose latest series on Now TV has been wowing audiences and critics alike. Tonight he is here with a very dear friend of his to ask for your support and to help us answer one of life's great mysteries. How long does it take a penguin to run a marathon? Would you please welcome Emma Fogarty and Colin Farrell! Guys!
All right, then let's get into it.
Let's get into it. Thanks for coming on the
Thanks
show.
for having us.
Yes, thanks for running the marathon.
Absolutely.
And
We'll talk
Emma,
about that Monday week and we'll see if we can get there, yeah.
We'll see if we can get there. Emma, we have to thank you, by the way, for talking this man into something that's made all our dreams come true. Colin Farrell running through the streets of Dublin head to toe in Lycra. Yes. Yes. It's not just the Christmas lights that are going to be turned on in Dublin this year.
Exactly,
it's all of us, Colin.
Exactly.
We're ready to rock.
See every contour, every ridge. There's not much to look at.
Whether we want to or not. So tell us, how did you manage to talk this man into this? Was this his idea, Emma, to begin with?
I'm going to say yes. It was your idea years ago.
I said it in passing.
But years ago, and then he forgot it, and I happily reminded him of it.
Yes.
Because I think the whole country at this point knows that I turned 40 this year, and I thought, what a better way than to turn 40 with all your closest friends to celebrate. But with him, I was like, what do we do? We go for dinner, whatever we do. And then I thought, like the marathon.
The party's pre-prepared. 20,000 people turning up to celebrate you.
Yeah, that's a good party. So, so he's running the entire marathon, and I'm joining him for the last 4 kilometres.
And you're joining him. There you go.
Yeah. So now the truth. I said it in passing.
Yes.
Passing.
About 2 years ago. I just said, geez, we should do the marathon together someday.
And then suddenly...
a year later.
And then suddenly these
year
people
later.
basically
He got
take
his
you up on your
message.
word. Who
The text came through. Do you remember you said? I thought, fuck.
Yeah.
I knew it.
Yeah,
It was a
come back
mistake.
to haunt you.
But Emma's lived with EB now for 4 decades.
40, yeah,
you know, she's 40 this year. Gentlemen should never talk about a woman's age, but I'm neither a gentleman, and
Everyone
we're
knows
kind of
that.
leaning into the age thing now because of the marathon.
Yes.
Yes.
So for every decade of living with EB, surviving EB, we're doing 1K. I'm going to push Emma the last 4K, which there's a few speed ramps. There's a few speed ramps.
Yeah.
You better get used to this. You better get used to it, because that's what it's going to be like next weekend.
People are pushing me out of the way now to get a selfie with her. It's fantastic.
I know, I don't
It's
think
one way
so.
I get
I
left
think
alone
so.
is to hang out with her.
It's all good
I
news.
I
It's
doubt
all good
that
news.
very much.
You guys have been friends for a while, haven't you?
14 years, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 14 years.
I know that someone like you gets a lot of requests, and you can't give your time to all of these things. I mean, what was it that made you guys click whenever you met Emma?
Well, you did a competition for the women's mini marathon where he went for dinner with all the women who raised the most money for Debra Ireland. And I was there.
Oh, at the steakhouse. Oh, yeah. I'm shaky when it comes to origin stories. I can't remember. Yeah.
Do you remember you did the competition for Debra Ireland and the women who raised
Yes,
the most money?
I do. We were at the
Yes,
steakhouse and we went out for dinner. Yes.
there.
And that was the first time that we hung out together.
And that's the first time we met.
And that
Yeah.
was, Jesus,
And then it was
we
just
got on
emails,
well, man.
yeah.
She's just wicked funny and just one of the
am
most
I?
extraordinary. You really are, yeah. Exactly, see? And even when you're trying not to be, like, she's just one of the most extraordinary human beings I've ever met. And her spirit and her sense of humour and her kindness and her joy for life was astonishing, particularly not because of, but in spite of what she's lived with. And so, you know, I'm like most human beings. I bitch and moan about this and that and the other, and I have a sore this, my hips at me, and the marathon, I mightn't be able to run the whole... And what Emma deals with every day of her life is extraordinary. It is so uncommonly cruel, this condition that she lives with. Actually, by the way, before I... Fuck me. Sorry. Debra.ie.
Debra.ie.
Debra.ie. Because we are here to...
Debra.ie.
Sorry.
We have to say it.
Another seamless transition.
Don't worry, we got you covered. We got you covered. We're
A
going to
seamless transition from Farrell. Debra.ie. We're here to raise funds, right? We're here to, because...
I have to say, by the way, that was very Father Jack.
Yeah. Fuck! Drink! All right, we're going to see the toenails. No, they're not like his. Do you remember that? Do you remember that episode?
No, don't even.
Do you remember that episode? Do you ever see that one where he's getting the... Anyway, listen. No, the thing is, look, there's no funding. There's no funding. It's absolutely... It's actually inhumane on the part of the government, to be honest with you. And I know I get the ridiculousness of Mr. Hollywood, Moneybags Farrell, coming on and asking for money. That's not lost on me. But the government has a responsibility to the people of Ireland to look after the people of Ireland to the best of their ability, to cut corners where the people are going to suffer the least, and to put the money where people are going to be given the most support and the most help where they're needed. There's only 300 people in this country that live with the cruelty of the condition that is epidermolysis bullosa. Emma is one of 7 people that lives with the most severe version of it. There's 3 versions of this condition. She's one of 7 people. She's only the 3rd person to reach 40. And they've been asking, Debra Ireland have been asking for 3 years for €695,000 from the government. And they put their money into, we all know, it's in there, the papers, it's on the news, there's cell phone packages. I have a kid, I know what it's like with the cell phone thing. I want him off the cell phone. Cell phones should be staying at home, they shouldn't be allowed in the school. I'm blue in the face saying to myself back in our house. But that's not the point. Look, where 695,000 for the 300 people, it's a drop in the ocean. It's not even a bit of vapour that rises from that ocean. It's nothing. So 695, so we're trying to raise funds. The goal here is, ideally, we'll get 400 grand to offer a little bit of service and a little bit of support, and that we can have, nurses and people who are trained to take care of bandage changes. Emma goes through a whole bandage change 4 times a week, her whole body, it's madness.
Tell us about this, Emma, because, as Colin says, it's a very, very rare disease. What is...
Debra.ie.
Debra.ie. There you go. We'll also do the phone number if you want to donate. It's 01902 3938. 01902 3938. It is up on your screen now.
Paddy.
Colin was given a tiny bit of detail. Day to day, what's it like living with this condition?
Hard, and that's an understatement. There is no word for how to live it. I'll say today for an example, I had a full bandage change, 4 hours. The pain is excruciating, and that's the thing, the pain is constant. Like sitting here now, I'm in agony. So
because the skin comes
off. Yes, so it's known as butterfly skin, and it means that my skin is as fragile as the wings of a butterfly, basically. So if I bumped off you, it'll literally tear off a blister. So I have open wounds similar to third-degree burns over 80% of my body that Colin's going to see soon.
Well, yeah, I'm going to be in for a bandage change. I have the joy of observing a bandage change next week. Thanks, Emma. Okay. I was asking her, can I bring in some popcorn?
Yeah, I just watch,
Take the edge off.
Me or you?
Oh, fuck yeah, I'll be popping it in. If it's a distraction, I'll be there.
But yeah, so bandages then today took 4 hours with a lot of pain medication from paracetamol to ketamine, and that just takes the edge off.
And that's every day?
Every day, yeah.
When you were a baby, your parents were told something by the doctors. What was that?
Yeah, my parents were 25 and 27, and they were told that I wouldn't survive a week and it'd be better off if I didn't.
And you're now reaching this milestone.
Yeah.
A big birthday, the big 4-0.
4-0, yeah.
What would you like to say to those doctors tonight?
There's a lot I'd like to say. I would say the words. Part of me would love to say in your face. Well, I will say doctors are great, but they're not always right. And I am really glad to say, because I have lived a really difficult life where there is no break. Where it's constant. The pain is constant. The bandages are constant. Nurses, it's like a revolving door in our house. So doctors aren't always right, and I think I've proved them wrong now.
As this woman turns
And with
40,
all that, she's great crack to be around.
and then she is great crack.
Yeah,
don't
as
know
I
about
said,
that.
she has a great sense of humour. Like, it's just baffling to me. You're just baffling to me, as I've said before. You're
I'm
mad.
baffling to
You're
you.
mad. You're baffling to yourself.
So you're saying that Emma is great crack. She's going to be joining you with 4K to go,
Yeah.
where you will probably be having 0 crack.
Yeah, no.
Now, have you worked this out? Is this just an excuse for him to kind of get a rest, or who's really helping who here at this
What are we
4K
going to
to
do?
go?
So we're going to, yeah.
I set him a challenge, and I said, if I'm setting him a challenge, I want to do a challenge, and I wanted to mark my birthday with you. So I said, what's a better way than to cross the finish line together
With both
at the
of us in
Dublin
pain.
Marathon? With both of us. And I can,
Yeah. Misery loves company. Not saying you're misery.
It's just,
Let's be careful.
now.
Yeah. But no, we'll get it done.
Yeah,
And
we will.
yeah. So
We'll cross the
intentionally,
finish
I've
line.
not done the training I should do, so I can experience as much pain as possible on the day as a gesture of solidarity.
But you've done a marathon before, haven't you?
I
You
did
did one in
Brisbane.
Australia,
Yeah, about 4 years ago.
which is going to
was
be
good, yeah.
very like Dublin at the end of
It was
October.
lovely and sunny and warm. Yeah.
It's going to be different.
I hope it doesn't rain. That's the only
The
thing.
rain is the worry.
I'll have a riot shield in front of you to stop the rain getting to you.
We're talking about
see
how
that.
tough this is going to be for you. Those last 4 kilometres, which I know is significant with, a kilometre for every decade for you. How tough is that going to be with the humps and the bumps and the road?
You don't know, do you?
Not really.
What do you think, though?
4K sounds very little to a lot of people. I mean, there's people here that probably run 10K every day or 5K every day or whatever. 4K sounds very little. For me, that's going to be a long journey because potholes, ramps, even a pebble on the road, I will feel everyone. And I don't want to scare you, but I would probably be
Taxi
in
for
pain.
Farrell.
I
feel my hamstring is
I will definitely have wounds at the end of it and be in a lot of pain.
Yeah, she will. Yeah, it'll be brutal on
There's
her,
no
to be honest.
point,
No, I
yeah.
know
I'm
that
not
it'll be
gonna
brutal
dance
on her.
around
And
the
there was a point where I realised that Emma's so bold and she's so spirited and she's so driven and so strong-willed. And that I was like, I can't nearly trust her. And Emma said to you, I need to hear off your mum or your dad. Just one of your parents has to tell me it's okay. And if I fucking
'Cause I'll
spill
just
her,
do it.
like if I spilled you, do you know what I mean? So we have a few runners running around us that'll be watching for potholes and all that kind of stuff and giving me the heads up.
Yeah.
But Emma's mum, Pat, we had a Zoom there a few weeks ago, and Pat just said, "No, of course not. I mean, she knows what she's doing, and we're all supported, and it's going to be a great day." And I was like, "Grand, good. I've heard enough." But it'll be. You'll take to the bed for a good while after this.
Yeah.
And it'll be really punishing on you.
Yeah, I've said I'll just see Christmas. I'll see the Choice Show because I'm going to sleep through November.
Pretty
Literally.
much.
After this.
Yeah,
Literally.
pretty
Yeah,
much.
and that's not a joke. That's
No, I
not a
know.
joke.
It'll
Like
be
after the run, after the pain, after the exhaustion, I will sleep.
Yeah, you're mad, you are.
How much does being with this man for the last 4K, how much does that spur you on?
A lot, because we're really close. We get on really well.
Yeah.
We have a laugh, and we really enjoy each other's company. And I trust no one, well, apart from my family, I trust no one more than you to push me that last 4K.
Thanks a million. Okay. All right, then, it's on. My hamstring's better again. Yeah. No, my hamstring, it just came back. My hamstring's all right
It just
again.
came back.
Just came back. It's grand.
Some people dress up for marathons. I mean, is there a chance maybe we might see you in a penguin costume or maybe a
Do
donkey?
the whole thing like that?
Maybe a donkey,
I don't know if I can see
for banshees.
Donkey.
Yeah.
Poor old Jenny.
Yeah.
Jenny could have done the last 4K with us.
Could have done it.
Except she's put on a few pounds.
Has she?
She's living the
Oh,
high
God.
life.
Is she?
She's out to pasture already. Yeah. She was one and
Poor
done, Jenny.
Jenny.
She did that film and she said, "Nah, I'm good."
That's the end of
I'm
that.
Yeah.
done. I'm done.
01 902 3938. Debra.ie.
Debra.ie.
We,
Yeah, Debra.ie.
We're hearing the donations are flying in, by the way, which is
Great.
good news. I think they might...
Do you know what? The people in this country are so generous, man.
Yeah, they
like,
are.
unbelievable. When we came on the last time, you said it was 2018?
Yeah.
Jeez.
2018, we
gone
raised
too
a
fast.
huge amount.
Yeah,
Um,
raised
It
a
was
huge amount.
amazing.
And there was a lot going on. It was COVID. No,
Yeah,
it wasn't COVID.
no,
There was
it wasn't
the
coming on.
economy was in shite. And it was coming up to Christmas. And we raised so much money. People were so
did.
generous. So whatever people can do, look, we know times are tight as well.
Well, look, we're
Yeah, and
hoping
then
that we're hoping, Emma, that this might, get people to donate a little bit more. We actually have a sneak peek of Colin's outfit he's going to be wearing next week in Dublin. There he is. That's very October in Dublin. What do you think?
Very.
But, on Sunday, my nipples will be slightly more erect. Slightly more erect because of the change in climate.
It's a strong look. It's a very strong look.
My son doesn't like it.
No.
No, he seriously, when he sees me go out for a run in Los Angeles in
Oh,
his shorts.
really?
Ah, the two boys are like, Dad, jeez.
How you doing? How you doing?
Would you just mind you and let me do me? And...
Now, how much are we hoping to raise, Emma, do you think?
So we're hoping 400,000 for the
400,000.
40 kind of mark, but I suppose we'd love as much as we can get because this year as Colin kind of touched on it there, this year we asked the government for 695,000 and that was to support nursing services for our patients here in Ireland, and it was to also get an adult EB specialised psychologist in James's for the adults, because at 40 I've gone through hell, I've been through a lot, so you kind of need someone, but the nursing services are the most important because my mum did my bandages till I was 28. That was so wrong. But there's parents still out there doing their children's bandages now. And I know as a child that when I saw my mother, no offence, ma'am, but when I saw my mother coming towards me with my bandage box or whatever it was, I was terrified because the pain is terrible. There's no words for it. So we got nothing from the government this year, and that was such a letdown, and we were so disappointed.
Yeah, rightfully so.
And we just need the public support so badly.
Well, look, you're going to get it tonight. I'm sure of that. And Emma, before we let you go tonight, we know you do have to go, but before you do, we'd like to give you a little something to spur you on next weekend, because back in September, on our very first show of the season, we introduced something that recognised people who we love on the Late Late Show and who have really made an impact for their communities and for the country. We gave the first one of these, Colin, to the kids from Cabin Crew for spreading the message of love and inclusion to all kids from all different backgrounds around Ireland. And tonight, Emma, for your tireless work and your fundraising and your advocacy for people living with EB, I am delighted to present you tonight with our second ever Late Late Legend Award. There you go.
That's fucking cool.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you.
That's brilliant. I hold it here.
Give it up one more time.
Emma. You're good. I got you.
And Colin.
I got it, look.
Thank you.
Colin
Thanks,
Farrell
Paddy.
and Emma Fogarty. If you want to support Colin and Emma as they tear through the streets of Dublin, you can call 01902 3938 or go to debra.ie to donate. Okay.